going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today I'd like to introduce you to a very budget-friendly fitness tracker from a company called Letsfit. As you can see right down there, this is the ID132 HR, and it's available right now on Amazon.com for just under $33, and actually with that 10% off coupon code you can get it for just under $30. And you can see here on Amazon it has some really positive ratings, so just under four, I'll say 4.5 stars there it looks like. And you can see some of the things they mentioned that this thing can do, and we'll talk more about those features in just a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the different color options you have available. They're all the same price, so it doesn't really matter what color you get as far as price goes. But what does matter is whether you get it with the heart rate sensor or not. And we'll talk about why you'd want to get the heart rate sensor or why you may not want to in just a little bit. But if you want it without a heart rate sensor, it's only $18. So I'll also link that one down below as well as this one. So we have it available in black, blue, green, pink, and then also purple. The only one I would say isn't really a good description. That does not look green to me. It looks more like a minty green. Anyways, those are the color options that are available. Again, they're all $33 regardless of which color option you get. So as far as features go, I already mentioned that the heart rate is optional. So if you get the heart rate version, it is $33. Again, without heart rate, it's only $18. So we have a pedometer, also sleep monitor. Now I will mention, if you get the non-heart rate version, the sleep monitor is definitely not going to be as accurate. So if you want accurate sleep monitoring, you definitely want the heart rate version. We do also have call alerts. Flipping it over to the other side, we have SMS alerts, so your text messages. We have alarm alert. Basically, that just means you can you can set an alarm on your watch, and then it'll vibrate at that time. There is no sound on here at all, so it's just going to vibrate on your wrist. We have a calorie counter, and then distance. So distance, just as a heads up, there is no GPS. It requires to be connected up to your phone in order to get accurate distance here. And again, as far as calorie counting goes, it's definitely not going to be as accurate unless you get the heart rate detection. Because if you don't have heart rate, you definitely can't get an accurate calorie count. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual band itself. So here is our heart rate sensor. You can see it uses kind of a traditional watch clasp there in comparison to this is my Samsung watch, this is the Xiaomi Mi Band 4. You can see it's roughly around the same size, maybe just a little bit wider than these other two. And as far as the display goes, I do want to point out that this display is actually a little bit bigger than those other two displays, but it's definitely not as bright. So this is the Samsung display versus the Letsfit display. So let's go ahead and put them both on at the same time. And you can see that the Samsung display is definitely a lot brighter. And I will say one small complaint I have about this one is that in super bright light, it is kind of hard to see that one. So today was a very bright day here in Michigan, and yeah, it's in the real bright light, it is definitely not the easiest to see this. On a cloudy day, there's definitely no problem. Obviously at night you can see it really easily, but yeah, in the brightest days, even at the highest brightness setting, this one is not super easy to see. All right, so how do you actually charge this thing? Because in the box you basically get the band and you get some instructions. That's it. So if you want to charge it, you actually have to pop this thing off. Super easy to slide off, and you can see right down here it's going to plug in. This is basically a USB. Just plug it into your computer or into a wall adapter, and you charge it up, and you get about they say 3 to 5 days of battery life. I would say, yeah, I'm kind of falling right in there with about 4 days of battery life, and that's using it pretty heavily. I mean, really, it's a fitness tracker, so I'm just wearing it on my wrist, and when I flip up my wrist to see what time it is, boom, I got that, and that's all I need. So one thing I do want to mention, as far as another thing that's maybe just a small complaint, is the step counter I've found to be not super accurate. It's actually not terrible, but you can see that right now it says I'm at just under 10,000 steps, and here it is next to my Garmin watch, what I've found to be very accurate, and you can see that one's at 12,500. Same day, been wearing them both all day. I did take this one off just to take a shower, even though technically it is IP68 water resistant, so technically I could have wore it in the shower, but for some reason I just didn't. And so, I maybe got a few steps there, but other than that, I was wearing them both all day, and this one's at 12,500, this one's at about 10,000. So I wore it next to the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active one day, same thing, it was about 1,000 under that one. So the step counter is always a little bit low, so if you want to make yourself work a little extra hard to get those steps, you can wear this watch because, yeah, it's going to always be just a little bit off. So we had the heart rate monitor there. You can see that when you're doing an activity, it also turns the heart rate monitor on. Let's go ahead and go back. So we have walking and running, and then also running. I already mentioned that one, and then biking are the activities it can detect, and then back to the main watch face. So you can see there's not a whole lot to the watch here. Basically, we have our watch face, our step count, our heart rate, and then our activities. So I'm going to go ahead and go into run and show you what it looks like when you actually do one. So there is just that single button there. So if you want to start an activity, you have to hold that down for about 3 seconds. And then it gives you a little timer. And once you're in the activity, you can see that it's going to give you your time, your split. And then if you hit this, it's going to give you your steps and distance. One more time. There we go. There's our steps per second, I think. And then miles per step, or I'm not really sure what that one is, M per step, minutes per step, or steps per minute. We have our pace, and then also our calorie count. All right, and that's it. So if you want to end a workout, you go ahead and hold it down. You can see that it says it was less than a minute, and so it's not going to record that. Now, this will also transfer all that information that you have on here. It will transfer it over to Strava or Google Fit. So those are the two third-party apps it will work with. But the native app that you're going to use in order to track workouts is going to be right over here. That's actually the icon right down here. It's Very Fit Pro is the name of it, and let's go ahead and find it. Let's see if I have it up here anywhere. Nope. I don't, so we're going to go ahead and go back into it. So there it is, Very Fit Pro. It works with both Android and iOS, and you can see on this page, it's refreshing right now, but you can see it shows my step count, and then we also have different activities. So that's actually inaccurate because I ran a 5-mile run this morning, and I've done obviously some things since then. So it only says 4.33 miles. And again, I wasn't using the GPS connected because I didn't take my phone. I was using my Garmin watch to track that activity, not this watch, and so that's why that was just a little bit off in terms of mileage, because it's kind of just basing it off of my stride. We have activity duration, so apparently an hour and 30 minutes worth of activity today, and then calorie count, and we can go into sleep, and we can see my sleep from last night. I think that's very accurate. I went to bed at about 10:47, woke up at 5:40 to go for my run, and then heart rate. So right now, obviously, it's not going to detect it. But if I wanted it to do that, I can go ahead and detect my heart rate as well. But it will show you your heart rate over the course of the day. So resting heart rate, average heart rate, and then your max heart rate. And again, that's definitely not accurate because I went for a run and my average heart rate during that run was about 160. So it's definitely going low on the heart rate here. And my resting heart rate is typically around 50. So little off on that heart rate monitor as well. Go over here to the details. This is going to show you your week average. This is where we can track activities, and again, all the activities that you're going to do, like so if I pick that running right now, it's going to go ahead and start the watch, and then it actually uses GPS, and then it will be much more accurate. But again, the heart rate sensor is a little bit off there. We have walking, and then that's just calories burned. So if you just want to do like a general activity, you can use that there as well. Over here on device, we can adjust a bunch of things on the device. So this is where we're going to update our software right down here. We go into more and we can adjust activities that it will display. So this will actually track 14 activities, but notice that on my watch it only had 3 of them. So it had walking, running, and cycling. But if you want to add one, you have to come up here and you have to check one off because you can only have 3 at a time. So let's say I wanted to track some yoga, for instance. I have to turn bicycle off and add in yoga. So only 3 will work at a time, but that's how you adjust whatever one you want it to track directly on the watch. And we can adjust our time format, step length, heart rate zones, bracelet brightness. So you can see I'm actually on level 5, which is the brightest. And again, in comparison to like the Samsung watch, it's still not very bright even at level 5. But you know, this is only a $30 fitness watch versus a $100 fitness watch, so definitely a big difference there. So that's what you get on that screen. And then if you come over here onto user, you can adjust some personal settings, also adjust some targets. So if you want to adjust your weight, your target steps, and how much sleep you want to get. And then down here, if you want to add in third-party programs, so again, I already mentioned that it is compatible with both Google Fit and Strava. All right, other than that, that's pretty much the device in a nutshell. And if only I had a nutshell, I could actually put the device in now. But anyways, that is a quick look at the ID132 HR from Letsfit. Again, if you want The non-HR version, obviously the heart rate's not super accurate on this thing, and neither is the step counter. They're both generally okay, but not as accurate as what you get on a much more expensive one like a Samsung watch, obviously, for $100. But anyways, that's from Letsfit. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Also, a link in the description if you're interested in purchasing it on Amazon. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.